I'm Chris Gaia with Dual Sky Yoga. Thanks for tuning in. Today's practice, I will take you through a sequence of poses to help you find some peace in these very anxious moments. But it is a very well-rounded practice as well, suitable for any level. So make sure that you modify according to what you need in your practice. We'll start in child's pose. Bring the big toes to touch. Spread the knees wide enough so that your torso can come down into the knees, in between the knees. And then reach your arms out in front. Forehead can come down to the mat or to a block. You could also have a rolled up blanket behind the knees for a little added lift. Take a few deep settling breaths here. Slow and steady inhale through the nose. Slow and steady exhale out the nose. Allow the breath to fill up the entire torso. Seeing if you can match the inhale with the exhale. Take a few more breaths just like this. Perhaps inviting in your Ujjayi breath, your victorious breath, that slight constriction of the throat audible to your ears. Make sure the arms are stretched out in front of you, spinning the biceps in towards the ears. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back, coming into downward facing dog. Taking a slow pedal here in your down dog. If you feel like you are all the way on your toes here and that it's difficult for you to lower the heels down, they don't have to touch the ground, but that's the general direction they're going. If that becomes too difficult for you, you can go ahead and bend the knees, reaching the tailbone up, pressing the thighs back. Big inhale. And as you exhale, gently begin to walk the hands back towards the feet, opening the feet wider than the hips, and grabbing onto opposite elbows, allowing the top half of the body to hang over the bottom half. Imagining that you're cradling something heavy in your arms, and it's pulling the top half of the body down, always knowing you can take a slight bend in the knees if you need to, if the backs of your legs, if you feel any discomfort in the backs of your legs. Maybe a little sway side to side, maybe the eyes closed. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, slowly begin to walk the hands back into your downward facing dog. Walk the hands forward into your downward facing dog. Big inhale. Smooth exhale. Come down onto the knees. Set up the wrists directly underneath your shoulders and the knees directly underneath the hips. Tops of the feet are rooted down. Fingers are spread. Toes are spread. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, pull the chest through the arms. And as you exhale, curve the spine, tuck the chin, look down. Utilize the breath for the movement. So the inhale brings you into your cow pose, the entire inhale. And then begin the exhale before you move into cat. Letting the breath guide the movement. Take a few more on your own. And then after your next cat back, so after your next curved spine, come back to a neutral spine. So come back to that tabletop. Don't let the low belly hang down, so pull the low belly up and in as you reach the tailbone down towards the heels. Extend the right leg straight back, pressing through the heel and making sure that that hip doesn't open out too much. So keep it even with the left. Low belly's pulled in, walk the left fingertips forward. Staying here and working on engaging your core, or perhaps lifting the leg and then maybe the arm for spinal balance. Grow long here, so you're reaching back with that heel, reaching forward with the fingers. Big inhale. As you exhale, bring the knee to elbow, curl up. Inhale, grow long, and exhale, curl up. One more, grow long, and exhale, curl up, knee to elbow. Come back to table, maybe take a little wiggle. And then this time extend the left foot straight back, press through the heel as you walk the right fingertips forward. Low belly's coming in, so that belly button's pulling back towards the spine as the tailbone reaches down towards the heels. Inhaling first the leg, maybe then the arm. Big inhale, and exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, grow long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Once again, grow long. And you can skip this whole part if you like and just keep doing cat-cows. Once again, bring the big toes to touch, spread the knees wide, sink the hips back, coming into a child's pose. And working on the child's pose here, or after a few breaths, perhaps opting to come into a puppy, bringing the heel, the knees directly under the hips. And they'll be about hip distance apart. Reaching the arms forward, allowing the chin to come down to the mat, maybe the forehead. Allowing the chest to descend further down into the mat like a melting heart. A few breaths. One more. Sliding the hands back underneath the shoulders. And then walking them forward about a hand's width forward. Take an inhale. As you exhale, tuck the toes, up and back, coming into downward facing. Inhale, pull forward to plank. A nice strong plank here, reaching the tailbone down, reaching the belly button up and in. So you don't want to be sinking in, you don't want to be sticking the bum up. You want to reach the chest forward, press the heels back. You can always lower the knees and then tuck the toes. You're still working the core. Big inhale. And exhale, glide the hips back, downward facing dog. A few times on your own, pausing in your plank for a breath or two. Firing up the core, gliding the hips back. Once again, inhale, pull forward to plank. You could always lower down to the knees. As you take another inhale, reach the chest forward, pin the elbows in, lower all the way down to the mat. Chaturanga. Hands are by the low ribs. Legs are nice and long. Thighs are spinning in towards each other. And as you inhale, lift the chest coming forward and up into low cobra. Try not to press into the mat so much. And exhale, release. Bring the arms alongside the body. Or you can clasp them behind you. And on an inhale, lift up. Arms, chest, head, legs. And then exhale, release down. Bringing one cheek to one side, taking a little wiggle of the hips. Slide the forearms down onto the mat, bringing the elbows right underneath the shoulders. Fingers are spread. Chest is lifted, legs are nice and engaged, knees are lifting up off the mat. Pull the chest forward through the gateway of the arms. Big inhale. And then exhale, slowly release down. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders or right by the low ribs, taking a low cobra once again, or on an inhale if you have upward facing dog in your practice, straighten the arms, coming into upward facing dog. Everything is off the mat, except the tops of the feet and your hands. Tailbone's reaching down towards the heels. Reach the chest forward, look straight ahead. Try not to look up. Look straight ahead. Inhale. And exhale, tuck the toes, glide back. Downward facing dog. Staying here in your down dog, or taking a vinyasa. Inhale into plank. Exhale in chaturanga. Inhale into back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Come high, the balls of the feet, bend the knees, lift the gaze, and then make your way to the top. Bringing hands either onto blocks or alongside the feet. Reach the hips up. And see where most of your weight is, if it's too far back or too far forward. And try to find that sweet spot where you're most balanced. Inhale, halfway up, plant the hands. And exhale, release down. Root down to rise. As you inhale, lift the arms. Urdhva Hastasana, take a little back bend. Hands come together. As you exhale, bringing the hands in front of the heart. Reaching the tailbone down, rounding down through all four corners of the feet. We'll begin our sun salutations. If you like to use the blocks, you can. Just when you come into your plank pose, set the blocks aside and press the hands into the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, plant the hands. And exhale, step back to plank pose. Take an inhale. Your choice, knees up or down. Exhale, lower all the way down or halfway for upward facing. Inhale. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. 1 more. High the balls of the feet at the bottom of the exhale. Make your way to the top. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Shoulders away from the ears. Belly buttons pulling in. Tailbones reaching down. Exhale, release. Inhale, reverse the dive. Bring the arms all the way up. Maybe the palms come together. Maybe you take a back bend as you exhale. Come into Tadasana. Inhale, reach out. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. And exhale to chaturanga or step back to plank. And lower down. Make sure if you're jumping back to your chaturanga and your elbows are bent to absorb the shock. Inhale. And exhale, glide back. Come high on the balls of the feet, bend the knees, lift the gaze, and either walk or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway, and exhale, release. Root down to rise, press into the feet. Inhale, lift up. Keep going, last one, exhale. Inhale halfway, and exhale to chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend, and exhaling downward facing dog. Take about 5 breaths here. This could be your last vinyasa if you so choose. Otherwise, you're welcome to take these vinyasas, which is plank, chaturanga, back bend, down dog, in between sides. And we'll always begin down dog. Bring the right leg up and back. Maybe open that right leg out to the right. Take an inhale, take a little twist as you exhale. Plant that right foot in between the hands. And inhale, lift both arms up, coming into a high lunge. And you can take a little bend at that back knee in order for you to reach the tailbone down. Keep reaching the arms up. Maybe bending the elbows just a little bit so you can really open the chest. Inhale, straighten the legs, straighten both of the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows, lift the chest, lift the gaze, open the heart. Inhale, and exhale. One more time, inhale. This time as you exhale, reach the hands behind you, clasp them, or you can use a strap. Spin that left heel down, and make sure that the hips are facing forward enough. So in order to do that, you might need to go a little bit wider in the stance, not longer, wider. Inhale, reach the chest up, lift the gaze. And as you exhale, slowly begin to fold forward, coming just halfway. And check in with that right hip, it likes to stick out. So bring that right hip in and underneath. Big inhale. And as you exhale, you can continue to fold forward with the hands behind you, or maybe reaching both hands in front. You could always have a little bend in that front knee. Nice and slow. Bring the hands onto the hips. Engage the low belly and come up with a flat back to stand. Inhale, lift the arms up. And as you exhale, bend that front knee. Lower the hands down and either step back to down dog or take your vinyasa. Slow and steady inhale. Slow and steady exhale. Left leg up and back, bend the knee. Maybe open the hip out, take a little twist to the left. And on the exhale, plant that left foot right in between the hands. And inhale, lift the arms up. High lunge. And if you feel a little bit unbalanced, you can always, like I said, widen the stance. Arms reach up, bending the elbows, reaching the chest up, lifting the gaze, opening the heart. Shoulder blades are coming back towards each other. Inhale, straighten the leg, straighten both of the arms. And exhale, lunge and bend the elbows. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. This time as you exhale, bring the hands behind you. Plant that right foot, evening out the hips. Take another inhale, lift the chest. And as you exhale, very slowly come halfway. From here, keep growing long. As you reach the hips back, the crown of the head comes forward. Inhale. You can always have the hands in front of the heart instead. And as you exhale, continue to fold over that leg, bringing hands to blocks or ground, and taking a little bend in the knee if there's any discomfort. Inhale, come back up, bend that knee. And as you exhale, hands come down. Take a flow or go straight to down dog. Slow and steady inhale. Slow and steady exhale. Right leg comes up and back, opening the hip out if you like. And then bringing the right foot once again in between the hands as you spin that back heel. So you have a heel to arch alignment, and then open the arms out to a T for warrior two. Looking over the right shoulders, making sure that there's energy through both hands, and they are not leaning too far back or too far forward or too far back. So the torso is right above the hips. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana, shoulders are relaxed. bring the left hand so it's a half bind behind your waist. Reach forward, forward, forward with the right hand. Inhale. As you exhale, flip the palm, reverse the warrior. You're still lunging into that knee. Open the chest. You could always slide that left hand down the leg if it feels more comfortable. Inhale. Exhale, bring the forearm to elbow as you reach the left arm up and over. If you'd like to take a bind or a half bind here, continue to open the chest. Inhale, come back to warrior two. And as you exhale, cartwheel down. Take a flow or go straight back. Slow and steady inhale. Slow and steady exhale. Left leg up and back, bending that knee, opening that hip. And then as you exhale, planting that left foot in between the hands as you spin the right heel, cartwheel out, warrior two. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears and making sure there's a slight external rotation to that thigh and that the knee is directly above the ankle, spreading the toes. Maybe taking that half bind with the right hand. As you inhale, reach forward. Exhale, flip the palm and reverse the warrior. Continuing to open the chest. Maybe sliding that right hand down the leg. Inhale. Exhale, side angle, lowering that forearm down to knee, or you can always grab a block and place the hand on the block, bringing that right arm up and overhead. Continuing to open the chest so that top shoulder comes back in space. Trying to put too much weight on that bottom hand. As you inhale, come back to warrior two. And exhale your choice, vinyasa, or go straight back to down dog. Slow and steady inhale. Slow and steady exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Reach the right leg up and back. And bring the right knee in towards the nose as you plant that foot down on the mat. Lower the left knee down. And then inhale, lift both arms up. Anjaneyasana. Reaching out of the waist as you inhale. Keep that low belly engaged. Maybe the palms come together. Exhale, lift the gaze and begin to back bend from the upper back, the thoracic spine. Maybe opening the arms a little bit so you're not crunching into the shoulders. Inhale. As you exhale, bring the left arm down onto the block or the ground, the left hand. Right hand comes onto the hips. Big inhale, grow nice and long in the spine. And then as you exhale, twist to the right. Keeping that knee in, keeping the hips in. Maybe lifting the gaze. Maybe lifting the arm. Big inhale. As you exhale, unwind. Make sure you have both of your blocks available. Frame the foot. Take another inhale. And exhale, begin to straighten that front leg, reaching both hips back. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, glide the hips back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, glide back. Inhale, come forward. This time staying here or maybe bending that back knee and reaching back with the opposite hand. Once you have the foot in the hand, or if you can't reach the foot, this action works as well. Big breath in and out. The quads are big muscles, they need a lot of oxygen. Inhale. And then as you exhale, make your way back to down dog, however you like. Take a flow, or go straight back. Slow and steady inhale. Slow and steady exhale. Left leg reaches up and back, bend the knee. Open the hip out. And on the exhale, plant that left foot forward, lower the right knee down. You could always bring in the blanket, so it's right underneath. Inhaling, lift both arms up, Anjaneyasana. Opening the chest, bending the elbows. Make sure to keep that low belly engaged so you can protect the low back. Inhale. And as you exhale, lower the right hand down to block, left hand comes onto the hip, grow nice and long. Inhale, and then exhale, twist to the left. Staying here or reaching that left arm up. Inhale, and exhale, unwind. Hands on blocks, glide the hips back, straighten the left leg. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, glide back. Inhale, forward. Make sure you don't pass the ankle as you exhale, glide back. Last one, inhale, forward. This time, if you'd like to go ahead and get a quad stretch in here, grab that foot with the opposite hand, press the foot into the hand as you bring the hand back towards the hips, inhaling and exhaling. One more. And then as you exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Slow and steady inhale. Slow and steady exhale. Left leg comes up and back. Take a twist if you like. And on the exhale, plant that left foot in between the hands, cartwheel out. But this time, instead of your warrior two, straighten that left leg. Arms are out in a T. Look over the left fingertips. As you inhale, reach forward, forward, forward. And then when you can no longer inhale, exhale, lower that hand down to shin or block as you lift the right arm up. Making sure that you're opening the chest, right? So in order to do that, maybe place the hand on the hip as you reach that left shoulder out from underneath, so right shoulder comes back. Trying not to lock that knee, lock the left knee. If you'd like to add a challenge here to your triangle pose, maybe lifting that bottom arm up, palm facing up, right arm comes up and over, like you were holding a beach ball. And then inhale, lift up. As you exhale, hands come down onto the hips and parallel the feet. Inhale, lift the chest, elbows come towards each other. And as you exhale, slowly begin to fold forward, coming halfway down first. To grow long, so using your hand, bring the hips back as the crown of the head comes forward. Inhale. And exhale, release all the way down, maybe bringing hands onto blocks or to the mat. Or you can grab onto your feet or bring the hands behind you. Purpose of this pose is not to reach your head to the ground. And you could always maybe bend the knees a little bit. Slowly, slowly come up halfway. Plant the right hand underneath the face. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, twist open towards the left. Inhale. And exhale, come back to that halfway point, planting the left hand underneath the space. Inhale again. And then exhale, twist to the right. Big inhale. Smooth exhale. Lower both hands down. Release the head, release the torso. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Hands onto hips, bend the knees. Inhale, lift the chest, come up to stand. As you turn the right foot towards the back of the room and spin the left heel, inhale, both arms come out to a T. And as you exhale, reach forward, 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 lowering that right hand down to shin or block as you reach the left hand up and over. As you reach the left hand straight up. Maybe creating a bit of a challenge here, lifting that right arm up as you lift the left arm up and over. Opening the chest. Inhale, come up to stand. And exhale, release the hands, turning both feet towards the front of the mat. Inhale, reach up. And then exhale, lower the hands down. Take your vinyasa, go straight to downward facing. Slow and steady inhale. Slow and steady exhale. Reach the right leg up. Inhale. And then as you exhale, begin to bring that right knee in towards the right wrist. Laying on the outside of the knee and moving that left leg back in space. You can bring your blocks in front and grab your blanket or towel if you need to and fold it under and place it on that hip. So you want to try and have even hips here in our pigeon pose. So you're not off to one side or the other, but both are even to the ground. Okay. Bringing the hands onto blocks to start. So lifting the chest, try not to dump into the shoulders, or really press into the blocks or the ground to lift the chest up. Take a few breaths. Inhale. And as you exhale, begin to come down, taking it easy, nice and slow, using the blocks. And come down to where you feel is your edge, and stay there. Maybe placing a block under the forehead if you need to, or hands under forehead. Pigeon. A few more breaths, maybe the eyes came to close. And so come back out the same way you came in, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders and coming up to an active pigeon. Moving the blanket off to the other side. And then coming back to downward facing dog. Take a few moments here, stretching it out. Left side, lifting the left leg up and back as you bring the left knee in towards the wrist. And lay it on the outside of that knee, reaching that right foot back. As you bring in your blanket, place it underneath the hip, the left hip. And then grab both of your blocks. Pressing into the blocks to lift the chest, so active pigeon first. Maybe the knee is lifting up off the mat. Inhale, reach the chest forward. And as you exhale, slowly begin to lower down. Flex the foot. pigeon is not available to you in your body, you can always take flipped pigeon on your back with your legs in a figure four. A few more breaths. And then slowly glide the hands underneath the shoulders, lift the chest up. And this time, bring that back leg forward. Grabbing your blanket, folding it, and coming to sit on the edge of the blanket. Come to sit in Dandasana with both of your legs out in front. Thighs are spinning in towards each other. Pressing through the feet, spread the toes. Bending the left knee. Reaching both arms up. Inhale. And then exhale, take a twist to the left. Press through the heel of that extended leg. If you like, you can place your hand on the back on a block, or just press it into the ground to maintain a nice tall spine. Inhale, unwind. And take a counter twist to the right as you exhale, bringing that left elbow on the inside of the knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. This time, bring that left knee down onto the mat or to a block. Inhale again with the arms lifted. Turn the torso over the right leg. And as you exhale, begin to fold forward with a flat back. Reach forward, reach forward. And when you can no longer reach forward, you can lower the hands down to your leg or your strap. Every inhale reaches the crown of the head forward. And every exhale releases the top half of the body down onto the leg. And then slowly, slowly lift up. Switch sides. Bringing the left foot forward, pressing through the heel, spreading the toes. Inhale, lift the arms. And as you exhale, twist to the right. With every inhale, you lengthen. With every exhale, you twist. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, reach the arms up, drop that right knee down to block or to mat. As you exhale, fold over the left leg. Let's try and reach both feet forward. Coming into Dandasana once again. Inhale, lift up, nice tall spine. As you exhale, fold forward. Roll yourself back up. Move the blanket off to the side. Come to sit. You can come straight onto your backs if you like, or you can make your way down through a Navasana, boat pose. Coming onto the toes, reaching the arms forward. Inhale, lift both legs up, keeping the knees bent. Inhale again. And as you exhale, nice and slow, begin to lower down. Pausing. And then release all the way down to the mat. Bending both of the knees. Bring the heels as close to the hips as you can. The arms are alongside the body. Thighs are spinning in towards each other. Try not to let them open out to the sides or knock in towards each other. On an inhale, lift the hips up, coming into bridge pose. Pressing into the feet, lifting the hips up. Maybe clasping the hands underneath. Big inhale. And then exhale, release down. Grab one of your blocks, make sure it's nearby. Bring the hips over to the left as you bring the knees in towards the chest. And then lower the knees all the way to the right, maybe using the block in between the knees or underneath the knees. Arms can come out to a T, and you can look over the opposite shoulder. Slowly come back through center, bringing the hips over to the right. As you inhale the knees in towards the chest and then drop them all the way to the left. Looking over maybe the right shoulder. And slowly come back through center. Straightening the hips, removing the block, pressing into the hips from the heel, pressing into the feet once again to slide the block. Remove the block, okay? Press into the hips and slide the block underneath the sacrum, coming into a restorative bridge, or bringing the knees in towards the chest and lifting both of the feet up towards the ceiling. If you have a plowing practice and you'd like to move through a shoulder stand to plow, go right ahead. If you're in plow, slowly begin to make your way back. And then bending the knees, lowering the feet down onto the mat to lift the hips up and remove the block. Taking any final movement you feel you need in your body before Shavasana. Maybe it's knees into chest. Maybe it's a happy baby. Not having to stay in stillness, you can move side to side. Bring the knees back in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Inhale. And then exhale, open everything out onto the mat for Shavasana. You can take as long as you like. The video will end here. You can pause the video and take your Shavasana, or roll over to one side, press into the palms, come up to sit. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart. Bow your chin. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be peaceful. May you be filled with joy. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Namaste.